Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the never-ending to-do list or that pressure of always feeling busy? Once upon a time, I was a lost soul in a sea of endless tasks and meetings. Then I thought it's time to break free from the hustle and embrace the power of the lazy method. In this video, I want to provide a simple but yet effective solution on the approach you might have towards productivity. So let's start off with number one, which is simplify and prioritize. And the first thing here that you're gonna think about is clear the clutter. Now, what you wanna do is get rid of anything in your workspace that could be seen as distraction. Some people could be a phone, your PS5, or whatever it is. Just remove it from your workspace. Now this will provide you in a place where you could sit down, relax, and know that when you're doing your work, you're not gonna look right or left and you see Netflix is already showing there's that new season of One Piece that's out on Netflix and you might wanna watch that. You wanna clear that all out. And this can also be the same to your mind, on your apps, your phones. So sometimes I've got stuff on Don't Disturb. There's certain features that I've got on YouTube. So if I'm ever planning a new video or think of a new thing, there's these plugins that I use that basically kind of removes everything other than the specific video that I've searched for. So any of these suggested videos, comments, everything gets kind of disappears. And all I see is the video that I'm looking for. And you can do the same thing on social media platforms. I will provide a few of them in the description below. And the second thing to do is prioritize with purpose. Like you want to be thinking, what is the most important task for me to complete? What's like, when you're looking at it, there's so many tasks to do, but there are gonna be certain tasks that are gonna be more important than others. To help you choose the task that's gonna be more prioritized, I'd suggest looking at the task and goals and see which one has a higher impact. And in this area, this is the time where you should be thinking about saying no to new opportunity. Now there are gonna be always someone coming in, is it okay if we could do this together or shall we do that? If you're looking at your priorities and if it doesn't align with your goal, this is the time to say no. And I'll give you an example. It was like probably 3 weeks ago, there was an individual that came up to me and he said, I'm working on a project, I need help with video editing. And I was like, okay, cool, fair enough. I've got a bit background knowledge on video editing, so I can guide you, but it somehow tried to go in a path. Can you please edit this for me? Fair enough. If it was a small edit, I would have done it just to say, here, this is how you do it, replicate it in your other videos. But they expected me to kind of edit 8 podcasts or something. And I was like,
do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Now this leads us on the third step, which is embracing minimalism. You might be thinking to yourself like, okay, if I start reducing so many tasks and goals, how am I being productive? Like I said earlier, if you're juggling too many things, you're not gonna progress as much. But if you've got few goals and few tasks and projects lined up, you'll be able to efficiently complete each one by then having free time, add more tasks and goals in. So basically simplify your commitments and schedule. So yeah, if you really want to be productive, adapt that minimalistic mindset. And I believe I read an article somewhere where it says lazy people are probably one of the most efficient people. It makes sense because lazy people tend to think about what is the most effective and efficient way for me to get something done. Now moving on to the second area, which is automating and delegating. And the first thing that you want to do here is leverage technology. And there's so many automating tools out there. There's Zapier, if that, then do this. You could use these tools for anything that's repetitive. Now it could be an Excel sheet, and every time a specific email comes in, you want these information to go on there. Instead of you doing it, it can do that for you. So I'll highly recommend looking into these apps and figuring out ways where you could use it to kind of make a lot of the tasks, projects, or even your goals work for itself. Now moving on to the second thing, which is delegating with confidence. And this is something that I love to do, where it allows me to focus on things that I truly want to do, and the things that I don't want to do, I just push them to someone else. Basically, identify those tasks that really need to be done, but you don't want to do, outsource them. So you might be thinking, how can I delegate these responsibilities? And you could be looking at people like trusted colleagues, family, friends. And this could be a very big thing for certain people because it needs you to trust that person to get the job done. I've realized this myself. I used to hoard a lot of things, but then I've realized that person can do it so much better than me. He's more efficient, faster at doing that specific task. So why not? If that means that I can now focus on what really matters. I believe in this way we can grow a lot faster. Now moving on to the third thing in this area, which is building a system for your workflow. This is the thing that my friends at Umbrella always get onto me and saying, why are you constant? Like, I love building systems. I like streamlining jobs, and I like looking at new technology and how we can use them. They made it into a joke every time we come into the office and I'll say, look, have you seen that new app? They're like, okay, it's you and your apps again. But as a system engineer background, I like building things. So the Notion system that we basically use for Umbrella, when I built it, I tried building it in a way where any repeating tasks that we do, can we create templates for them? Whenever we work in certain projects, just click a button, it'll open up a project for you, and then all the information that you need to take down from the clients or you need to use to project manage the whole project itself. You might build a system and you're thinking, oh, this might be the perfect system. Systems are never perfect. They're always going to need to be refined, optimized. It might not work at that moment. You might use it and think, okay, we might not need this section, get rid of it. We've done it so many times. I've done it even in my personal career, where I might make something and then think, okay, this is not working out. You correct the errors. Have that mindset of when you're building the system, it's always going to be changing. It's always going to be improving. Moving on to the last and final area, which is rest and recharge. First of all, you need to embrace systematic rest. You need to understand you're not a machine, and you might not realize it. This is probably one of the most important things to maintain your productivity, because you need that energy whenever you're working on any goal or project. When I work at Nissan, I work for 9 hours. I start from 8 in the morning and finish at 5 p.m. You can't be sitting on your desk the whole shift. Like, I've seen some people sit on their desk, they get there 8 o'clock and they'll only move when they need to do a specific job. They're eating their lunch there. I can't work like that. I'm not efficient. So I won't be efficient like that. I take regular breaks. I will stand up when I need to stand up. Every half an hour, I am getting up. I'll take a walk, take a fresh air. I'll let my mind detangle, then I'll go back on my seat. I'll have like a 5-10 minute walk, but I just need my mind to rest a little bit. And the second thing that I'd recommend to do is practice mindful mindset. You might be thinking right now, what are you talking about? What I'm trying to say, have a point where you don't even think about anything. Just let your brain detangle in general. You've got too many things going in your brain, and I recommend, and I do this all the time, before even if it's recording this specific video, starting a new project, I sit back and I just relax for a second and I let my mind just do nothing, because I really understand exactly what I need to do. Then it allows me to stay focused. I don't think about too many things, which then moves us on to the third thing, which is work-life balance. You have to set boundaries between your work and your life. I believe once it hits 5 o'clock for me, I am not thinking about Nissan at all. The next day that I'm gonna be clocking in, that's when I wanna think about it. And sometimes you might have a situation where they'll try to get you to do something. I believe, to my principles, with other things going on in my life, I can't do that. I don't like to mix match everything. It's not a milkshake or a smoothie. Like, I like things to be organized. Once you set it from the start and use that as a habit, you will start feeling more energized and fueled up to go back to do the work that you wanted to do. Because you've let yourself now not think about it, you might have even got new ideas on the task that you're working on. Like I said, your mind wanders. You might be doing something, playing football, going swimming, reading a book, and something just hits your head, or having a shower. I do that a lot. When I'm in the shower, I don't know why, I have the craziest thoughts or just the maddest ideas. And I've realized since I've implemented this in my life, I managed to get more things done, achieved way more goals, and lived a happier and healthier life. I'm not stressing as much as I did before. There was even a point I was so much in my work, I had a big alopecia coming from the back of my head because I was stressing. I don't know why. Literally, I had hair gone like the size of this at the back of my head. I looked like someone just slapped the hair off my head. But when I de-stressed and stopped thinking about stuff, like, life is not for you to stress about. Like, I don't want to stress. As I put that mindset on, my hair grew back in it. So don't stress. Now, if you've got your own strategy on productivity, comment down below. Let me know what it is. See you in the next video. Peace out.